So, like I've said in the past, I think this Chainlink at 24, like I've starred a bunch of coins that I have in my portfolio that I personally look at, because if you look at these and try to say like Tether is the third best cryptocurrency, it's not necessarily like, this is not telling the truth. Like, these rankings don't tell the
Right.
truth. There are coins in the top 10 that are in the top 25 that will not exist, just like, early .com days. Like, there's things that
Hmm.
were huge back in the early .com days
Yeah.
that are not a thing anymore. um
Right.
so my thing is I try to cut through the noise and focus on like what's actually valuable, because at the end of the day, money always flows to the top dogs in
Hmm.
any industry. um, Over a longer period of time, if you control your market and control it really well, and your use case very well, money flows into those places. So with that assumption, right, Bitcoin, the store of value play, like they are the
Hmm.
store of value coin. Money will flow there because they are the clear cut winner.
Right.
Ethereum, the smart contract platform. Yes, are there flaws? Absolutely. Is there going to be other chains that exist? Absolutely. Um, but money will flow and it'll continue to grow in size. Like, I think
Hmm.
Bitcoin, this is an $800 billion coin, at least 10 trillion by the end of the decade.
Yeah.
Which is not like, which sounds crazy, but gold is 12 trillion. So all that Bitcoin is a replacement for gold.
Digital gold.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ethereum, that's multi-trillion dollar coin in the future.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
no questions asked, because everything is done on Ethereum. Um, Now there are other chains and stuff like that that I do like. I don't necessarily dive into their ecosystems too much.
Hmm.
Um, but at the end of the day, I try to keep it super simple. I dollar cost average into the coins that I believe have set themselves apart in their industry,
Hmm.
and just have conviction that they'll be continuing to improve and do better over time.
Hmm.
Um, Chainlink, you can see $7 billion in market cap, which is, I mean, $7 billion is a lot of money, but it's in the grand scheme of things of what the size of the market that they are after. That's
Hmm.
not a $7 billion coin. That is a multi-trillion-dollar coin off of the problem they're solving.
Yeah.
And that's, if you just do the, like, we can just do the math, right? Like, um I'm gonna pull up a calculator. Actually, I can just do it here. So 7,000, 700,000. What's that? 700 million?
7 billion, I think.
No, that's 7 billion.
Wait, one, two.
Yeah, that's 7 billion. Okay,
Yeah,
7 billion. Oh, I should have done 1 trillion.
7 trillion.
Yeah, let's see. I'm over here just messing up on stuff. Okay, it's 1 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so that's $1 trillion. Divide that by 7 billion. Yeah, this is so that's, in theory, if it goes to $1 trillion, if or when, right, it goes to $1 trillion.
Hmm.
It's 142x, because these coins, this coin right here, if you look here, it's capped. It's a capped supply, so it's non-inflationary. It'll never exceed a billion coins in circulation. You take 142 times 15.42. It's an estimated price of $2,202. just based on it going from where it is now to $1 trillion asset, which obviously will take a very long time. But you can
Right.
see that when money floods into the system, it's going to be so fast that people aren't going to be able to really understand, like, whoa,
Hmm.
this is big. So
Okay.
does that seem like, it seems kind of crazy, huh? Like a $15 coin that I'm predicting it could be
Well,
2,000.
no, because if it's going to be utilized by all the big corporations to create smart contracts, because that's what it's going to be used for, right?
Yeah, verify data for smart contracts.
Okay. Unless there's another competitor, which we know right now there isn't, and it's going to be a long time. It will be a really uphill battle for a competitor to come into the marketplace and compete. I don't think that's undoable.
Yeah, I feel like with this, um, it's one of those things where they were the first mover. They built the right connections. Their leadership is extremely strong. They have leadership from Google, like large corporations. Their CEO and founder has been in blockchain since like 2014. Sergey Naragov or something like that. I don't know. He's Russian or something, but extremely intelligent guy. When you hear this guy talk, you can tell, like, wow, he's one of the geniuses on this planet right now.
Hmm.
Um, and that's another thing, right? When you see these coins, it's really important to never bet against a genius, right? Like,
Right,
who are these people that are working on this? Are they, you can tell a genius from a non-genius, right? Like
right.
an intelligent human being, you can just be like, okay, that person is on an absolute different level. Um,
Like Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, great example. Like, you're not you're not going to sit here and tell me Elon Musk isn't one of the smartest people on the planet, because he clearly
Right.
is, right? Like, the things
Yeah.
he's working on are so much harder than anything you and I will ever do in our life, and that's totally fine. Um, the guy that's working on Ethereum,
Mhm.
Vitalik Buterin. If you've ever seen Vitalik talk, Vitalik is literally a genius. Like, he's otherworldly of how smart he is. And yeah, though, I mean, that's what I normally tell people. I say never bet against geniuses, and stick with personally my strategies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and continue to do that. And then, off of the notion that, hey, money will flow to the top.
Right,
If I continue to bet on the winners will pay.
right.
Now, obviously, I have some coins that are way down here on the spectrum, like the way out of risk type situations, that I am excited for, and the things that they're doing are really exciting.
Like which ones?
Yeah, so two of them are on the screen right there. So, okay, this one, Stacks,
Hmm.
is a coin that brings, so right now Bitcoin is very slow, very clunky, not really much that can go on with
Hmm.
Bitcoin, as because it is a store of value, right? Its
Hmm.
use case makes it so that transaction, it's not necessarily meant to be a currency. Stacks is a platform just like Ethereum, just like Solana, AVAX, these smart contract platforms, but Stacks is built on Bitcoin. So it's allowing for decentralized finance, smart contracts, and all those things to exist on Bitcoin. And yeah, so I have a pretty large portion, not large. I have a pretty good amount of Stacks. Um, I do believe in this. It is a $1.3 billion coin right now. Another thing that's
Hmm.
also kind of keeping in mind when you look at these coins, it doesn't show it here, but I'll show you in a second with some of these things. But Stacks is something I'm interested in. Synapse is a really good coin. How big it gets, I don't necessarily know, but people working here are extremely smart. Essentially, what it does, it allows you to transfer money from one network on your wallet. So let's say, here, I can just go into the app to kind of explain this, because it kind of gets super technical at certain points. So it's a bridge, right? A bridge just basically means I can move US dollars or USDC from the Ethereum blockchain to the Terra blockchain, right? And I can just continue to swap these coins between blockchains. Now, this just is just one of these most fast ways of being able to do this. Like, usually this process is very clunky, very
Yeah,
slow, and
because usually you have to liquidate one currency into another, like USDT or
yeah,
USDC, and then bring that to a different, correct me if
yeah.
I'm wrong,
You gotta
to a
go. You
different,
gotta go. Like, let's say if I had like, well, so this only moves like certain coins. So if I wanted to move Ethereum, right, like one Ethereum to I don't know, let's say Phantom, right? So I can take my Ethereum, the process like this, if I wanted to move, or the actual process, if I were to flip this, right? If I wanted to go from Phantom to Ethereum and move my Ethereum, usually if I use just a regular bridge to move it back, it would take 7 days for it to execute.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it would take a week, and that's like torture, right? So whenever you go from like, and then when you go from like a layer 1 to a layer 2, right? So if I wanted to go layer 2, just means that transactions are faster, more scalable. There's a different mechanism on the back end, smart contract rise. It's just like super technical. I don't necessarily understand all of it, but all I know is that it just makes things faster and cheaper. But if you wanted to go from layer 2 back to layer 1 for anything, it would take 7 days. Like moving Ethereum from Arbitrum back to Ethereum mainnet will take 7 days to do. So Synapse solves that problem, makes it pretty much instantaneously. Takes about 10-15 minutes to get there rather than 7 days. So you can clearly see the value in that. I've used that
So
a couple.
are they going to start Synapse? Are they going to start adding more and more
Chains. I mean,
available? Yeah.
as they grow, as more chains kind of come on. Yes, I'm not. So my thing is like when I get out of these three, it's more of like how I look at it is I would rather risk on the winners that have already proven themselves, because I don't know if Synapse will exist 10 years from now. Like, I don't know if that'll be needed, right? People may not, or whatever the case may be. It's probably going to still be needed, but I just don't. I'd rather make the bets on the clear cut winners, because
Yeah.
I don't necessarily follow too much. If I follow too much, then if I put my eggs into all these baskets, with not necessarily like huge amounts of money, right? Like I'm still not rich or anything like that, but then it's like the returns aren't as big. But if I'm concentrated and I know what I know, and I
Yeah.
have conviction on the things that I see and see them all the way through, that's where the massive returns kind of come in. So,
Right.
you
You
know,
don't want to spread your investments too thin
yeah,
between too
exactly.
many.
I'm not at the stage in my life where I need to diversify. I'm a conviction investor, so I can put my eggs into a couple of baskets and really just bet that those baskets are going to be good based on the research I've done, and just sit back and chill, right? So,
Right.
let's see. Stacks, Synapse is really good. Um, there's other platforms too, like obviously OpenSea has competitors. Looks Rare is a competitor to OpenSea. Do I own their coin anymore? No, because I was airdropped coins from them. And I don't necessarily buy airdrop tokens. So
Right.
Magic is another really good one. They are like the OpenSea. but for layer 2. So a layer 2 solution, and let me know like if any of this is going over your head or anything like that. Layer 2 solution called Arbitrum. This is the main marketplace where people can buy and sell NFTs. One that I'm super big on right now is JPEG. This one is gonna be really, really interesting to watch because because this allows for like large NFTs to like for people if they turn them into productive assets, right? So let's say you have a Bored Ape. Let's say you have a Bored Ape. Let's let this load really quick. Look at that, so slow. Gotta love the internet out this way. Okay. Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay. You have a Bored Ape. It's valued at 111 ETH, right? It's a lot of fucking money. It's so crazy. I remember seeing that at like less than one. Like it's so wild. Yeah, so wild. So 111 ETH is $361,000 that you can sell that for. But let's say you only own one and you don't want to sell. Like you enjoy the community, you just don't want to sell your NFT, right? You don't want to be out of the NFT. You don't want to be out of the NFT. And yeah. So what JPEG is going to be able to do is that an individual will be able to provide their NFT as like collateral, and they'll be able to borrow against that. So let's say like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's like a cash out refi, right?
It's like a pawn shop.
Yeah, essentially, right? So that NFT is worth 111 ETH to $360,000, and let's say you can get a 25% loan to value loan.
I
And
see.
they would provide liquidity for you, so they give you $90,000 with an interest rate. The $90,000 is just like a loan agreement, right? They're gonna go less than 50% of the total asset value that you can borrow against. You get this $90,000 tax free because borrowing against an asset is a non-taxable event, and then all you do is just pay an interest rate, and you can do whatever you want with that money. You can make another investment, or whatever, right? You pay off the loan, and then you get to keep the NFT. If you default on the loan, they keep the NFT, and then they can sell it for way more than what they bought it for, essentially, with the money, right? So I think that this is a really big opportunity, something I'm obviously in, have been in since pretty much day one. And then let's see here. Once you get out here towards like the risk curve, like just exponentially goes up. This is an insurance company that's utilizing Chainlink's data and providing insurance policies to farmers in Africa. They're actually pretty successful at doing it, but you can see like this coin is 4 cents, and it's a $9 million market cap, and this is what it's been doing for the last year. Like it just got pumped unbelievably, and then pretty much just boom downhill from there. So the further you get out on these on this site from those big three that I kind of mentioned, the more risk you take on. So
yeah,
that's what I look at, and that's what I see.
And that's where they're pennies.
Yeah.
That was helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, my strategy is kind of not necessarily like too crazy when it comes to the coins. I'm very slow at making investments into new coins.
Good.
I need to apply that to NFTs if I'm being honest. But if I'm being even more honest, NFTs is more fun than just coins, to me personally. And we were talking about this earlier. NFTs are just a whole other ball game when it comes to risk. If you really don't know what you're doing,
Yeah,
you get scammed. I told you my friend got scammed today, right?
yeah.
It sucks so bad.
How much did he lose?
It wasn't much, if I'm being completely honest, but he did lose a rare NFT, um, like a top 1,000 on a 10,000 collection. So like
Oh, that's too
the
bad.
top 7%, yeah, does suck, but you know, um,
He lost potential gains
exactly. You
quite a
can't really
bit.
be mad at that, and I mean, like you can and you should, but it just goes to show that like you have to just be really careful on what you're clicking on and
Right,
where you're getting information because there are evil people out here that will take your money, and it's up to you. The power in crypto is that you become your own bank, and it's up to you
right.
to be able to
Secure your own money.
and secure your own financial future, right?
Yeah,
Like it's it's on you, which is like empowering but also scary at the same time.
it is
Empowering,
very scary.
yeah, because you know you have
There's
things
no
like,
insurance.
and there's this like interesting layer of like, who do I trust or what do I
Yeah,
trust? And just to tie it back into what we were talking about, to where Chainlink is really big, right? They
mhm,
make information trustworthy. They can make the internet and data that we see trustable, right? Let's say a political news outlet starts uploading um, like articles on what's going on in the world or whatever.
mhm.
If other articles are saying that their data is off or whatever the case may be, we'll be able to in the future flag something like that and say this is not truthful. There is
Right.
information in other sources telling us that what you're saying is false news, right? So there's also projects out there that are working on eliminating fake news, which is super exciting. So
Yeah, it is super exciting. We need that.
yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it I wanted to talk about. I'll stop the recording now.